Morning, everyone. Welcome to my pumpkin patch. Today we will do pumpkin maintenance. As you see here, we have mounds with trenches in between each mound, and I have lots of pumpkins and pumpkin sprouts growing on the mounds. I have a set of twins here. We will be burying our stems for our large pumpkins here. We're going to need to bury them so that they'll grow in the right direction and also so that the stems will prepare for the season. We need to bury them. That way they will grow stronger and bigger and grow lots of flowers for our pumpkins. These two sets that are together, these are my twins. They were sprouted together. I kept them together. They are growing super big together. They're my favorite, and those are the ones we will be working on today. So I'm going to grab my bucket here. I have a mixture of manure and mushroom compost, and my shish kebab sticks and my gloves, and let's get started. Here's an up-close look at the twins with a nice long stem and lots of flower buds starting to pop out. We will need to dig another small little trench for an area for the stem to grow big and long, and we'll need to bury the longest part of the stem that curves and hooks. That way it'll grow roots into the ground and it can get the nutrients that it needs. I need to choose the direction that I want my pumpkin stems to grow. We'll gently reposition our pumpkin stem, and to be sure not to break the stem, I will move it out of the way. We will dig an area that is long enough for the stem to lay in a relaxed state. That way, each day it'll grow longer and longer in the direction that we need. A better look at our path that we're beginning. Now we will grab that compost manure and that mushroom compost mixed with some topsoil, and we are going to fill that little ditch up with that soil, and we will lay our pumpkin stem gently along that ditch line, and then we will bury and cover up that stem. Now all I need to do is cover up the stem and be sure not to cover up the flower buds. I need to focus on the main stem that is before the group of flower buds. So I'm going to cover it up with just the regular soil mixed with the topsoil compost manure. Also, the main group of flowers and stems and leaves, that laying on top of that compost manure, it will be able to absorb the nutrients from that compost manure. And soon, probably within the next week, it's probably going to grow about another foot long along that path with that compost and manure. So we'll have a really great start for the season. And this is perfect. The flower buds aren't buried, so they'll be able to grow and bloom very, very soon. Actually, doing this process right here, in the next day or two, you will notice a big transformation. The leaves will turn a darker, richer green. Those flower buds will get the nutrients that it needs, and it will grow big, and we'll be able to produce some pumpkins. Next step, I will take these shish kebab skewers and I am going to position them right in the best spot about the middle of that group of leaves around that stem. I'm going to position it so that even during storms or weather, this pumpkin will stay in the right position. It'll stay buried and it'll grow in the direction that I need it to grow. I need to be very careful not to damage the stem or the flower buds. Doing this step is extremely important also because as the stem grows, it will start to curl, it'll start to grow in all sorts of directions, and I do not want it to do that. I want it to grow straight and long in the direction that I need it to. It looks fantastic. We are really doing a really great job here. Let's do this for the other twin. He will really, really appreciate it. These processes work really, really well. I'm also going to have update videos on these two pumpkins in the next day or two, and you will see a big transformation in the size and the color of the leaves. You will see that this really does work. Here's our main stem that we need to bury. We need to bury that from the stem all the way to the group of flower buds and leaf stems. Also, notice how small the flower buds are on these two twin pumpkins. And then watch the video in the next couple days and you will see the big transformation that this process creates. We will do the same exact process for this pumpkin also. And any yellow leaves or yellow stems, I need to snip that off and throw it away to prevent any fungicides or diseases from spreading to the rest of the pumpkin. This little sprout here, I'm going to need to tack that down with the shish kebab skewers to face it into the direction that I need it to grow. So all of these pumpkins right here are going to go into the right direction, right off the side of the garden. This sprout here is 2 weeks old, and look how tall it's gotten already. It's already taller than my hand. Go ahead and measure how tall this sprout is for 2 weeks old. So the stem is 5 inches tall, and the leaf looks like it is about 3.5 inches tall as well. All these sprouts and pumpkins are all going to grow out that way at that angle, and then the ones closest to me will grow out to the side, and then the others on the opposite side of the garden will grow straight out into the yard. This one right here, I want to grow out that way. I'm going to need to stake it down to angle it in the direction I need it to grow. Let's check out the rest of the garden and see how these are doing. These here are my cherry tomatoes. They are growing very tall. I planted those just a week and a half ago, and they've already grown a few inches. They're doing really well. Here's our green beans. Look how big that's gotten. It's gotten really, really big, which that is good. And here's our zucchini. That zucchini is the sprout. I planted that seed just a few weeks ago. Look how large it's gotten. Oh my goodness, it is so tall. And this is a tomato plant. That's gotten awfully tall as well. And this tomato plant is 10 inches tall easy. And these are the mini bell peppers. And these are the beefsteak tomato plants. Stay tuned because I will be doing an update video on the pumpkins over the next few days to show their progress. You'll enjoy it. Thank you all so much for joining me. Bye-bye.